Hi, welcome back to Full Cup Astrology. I'm Jen Keane, and this is a very important video about our solar eclipse in Libra. This is still the beginning of a Libra Aries eclipse cycle that's going to last for over a year. And in this video, I'm going to give you an overview of the eclipse and also what has been going on as a whole, because I feel that this eclipse season is actually much more powerful than most eclipse seasons, and I'm going to tell you why later on in this video. So watch the general overview, because in that part of the video, I'm going to tell you all about that eclipse, this eclipse, why it's so important. And then further on, I'll give you the sign-by-sign breakdown. So check your sun, moon, and rising. And you'll have a better sense of what those little snippets mean when you hear more about the big picture. So let's get into it. Happy eclipse season, everyone. So here we are with a Libra eclipse. This is happening at 21 degrees. And the eclipse is October 14th. It's a Saturday at 11 a.m. So like any new moon, the energy can have a span of a few days, especially when it comes to an eclipse. For some people, something big might happen on the actual day. And if you have any planets or cusps around 21 degrees of Libra, Cancer, Capricorn, or Aries, you might be more likely to have a significant event on one of these days. But for a lot of people, you're just going to feel this sense of a big change. There's going to be something that's ignited and a wave that happens. And this eclipse story is not just a 6-month period like a regular new moon. This could be years. So this is karmic, and it's significant in what your soul has come to this earth to do and to accomplish. And for that reason, this is a ripple that can really change your life in drastic ways, and not necessarily in a bad way, just change. In a general sense, the Libra Aries axis is about me versus we. Libra loves to harmonize and bring people together. Libra avoids conflict and just is a where's the love kind of energy. How do we make everyone get along? And Libra has a very soft, gentle way of expressing themselves and expressing that energy. It's also very diplomatic and all-inclusive. Whereas Aries is more self-focused, it is abrupt, it's a tell it how it is type of energy. It doesn't matter who gets offended in the process. And those are those are opposing energies, and that is why Libra and Aries are on opposing parts of the axis of the wheel when it comes to astrology. So with this, in a general sense and in a general way for everybody in some form, we're looking at how do we balance those two energies in our own life. This is a new moon, but because the South Node is involved in this new moon eclipse, the South Node releases, the South Node takes away. The South Node can bring things back from the past. If there's something that is from a past life, that could show up at this time, a relationship or a significant person. But there could be a loss with this new moon in order to make way for something new. Beyond those general attributes of what this eclipse phase is all about, the reason I think this eclipse is more potent than any other eclipse that we've had in quite some time is because Pluto, who has been the star of the show all year, is finishing a cycle that began in 2008. Pluto is going to change signs back into Aquarius in January, and this year Pluto has been squaring the nodes all year. A square is Aries energy. It is abrupt, it is quick, it is a bit cutthroat. And Pluto can be that as well. The reason that those energies are intense is because they want to make sure that we don't miss anything that we're supposed to be doing. So these are lessons that are absolutely unavoidable. And regardless of whether you've been paying attention and you're on top of the lessons that you're going through or not, there could be some last minute shakeups that happen that are really eye-opening, and they're designed to feel a bit more intense, a bit more of a shakeup, because that we're not allowed to skip any steps at this point. And I feel like a lot of people have been feeling like this year has been intense, especially the last couple of months. And I think that this intensity is really going to start to shift after these eclipses. And this marks, because this is the last eclipse season of 2023, this is a big pressure release of what's been building with Pluto over the course of the year, making sure that we transform in the ways that we've been working towards and that we're meant to, and that we can't skip over anything. Pluto is a planet that transforms us so deeply, we don't have to redo these lessons ever again as a soul. So whether you believe in past lives or not, I'm throwing that one out there just to give you a sense of how important this transit actually is. So if you've been feeling rattled to your core, if you're tired, if you're confused as to why everything has felt so intense and it's been building for so long, that there might be a sense that this is just how things are always going to be. And I'm bringing all of this up as a bit of a reassurance that things will shift and feel lighter again, and the intensity will wane. But this is an exciting time in our soul journeys, and I know I use the term exciting as just to describe the sense of energy, not in good or bad, because I know that a lot of people are going through difficult times and a lot of people are going through very exhilarating times. But regardless of where you are on the spectrum, these times are designed to shift things and go into 2024, I think, very different than what the last 3 years have been. So I hope that it's been fairly gentle for everyone. One more piece that I would like to mention is Saturn's communication at this time is communicating with Venus and Mars, and there's been a lot of Venus and Mars activity, which has been talking about bringing up subjects around male and female energy, balancing that within us, balancing that within relationships. I think big relationship balancing themes overall. And Saturn's energy right now, I think, speaks to finding discipline and longevity around what has felt intense and difficult to rein in and make sense of. That the emotion that's been stirred up, that feels like a pot that's about to overboil, is going to get a touch of Saturn, which is like putting a little bit of oil in that water to simmer it down. So you're just about to overboil, and all of a sudden you're feeling a lot calmer and more of a constructive direction to put that energy. When energy boils like that, it is to get us to take action, and sometimes impulsive action isn't exactly the healthiest. Sometimes it's needed, sometimes it's the fire that actually forces us to take action that's somewhat uncomfortable, that we've been holding back on. So I think there's also going to be a turning point where the emotion that's been brewing starts to simmer and have some purpose. So we can use that to fuel our actions but in a Saturnian, very disciplined, sensible, long-term intention way. And on that note, let's get into the sign by sign. So thank you everybody who's been liking and subscribing. I'm having so much fun doing these videos, and I'm looking forward to expanding very soon and starting to embark on different topics. So stay tuned for that. And I appreciate you all so much for tuning in and supporting the channel. And now I'm excited to do your sun, moon, and rising sign by sign. I'll see you there. Hi Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising. Welcome to eclipse season. This is a big one for you for your spiritual pursuits, your connection to the unseen realm. This could have to do with faraway places, overseas travel, something to do with being by the ocean, or the way that you escape from life and escape from reality versus how you engage in reality and your day-to-day experiences. This is an elusive area to have an eclipse. Perhaps something that's been hidden comes to light, and that changes some of the topics around work and retreat. That's a possibility. There could be some wounds that are being healed around substance use, day-to-day activity, your habits, your hobbies, in a positive or negative way. There could be, if there's a tendency to check out, that could be when it comes to wounds and how you engage in work and being present in your day-to-day life. That could come up. Overall, your communication is being deeply transformed, and it makes me wonder if more psychic information is coming through to you, and that might be a part of what's shifting or healing in your day-to-day activity. You're about to have Mars in your sign, so you might feel, you're comfortable with Mars in your sign, Scorpio. It's an ancient ruler, but that's still going to give you this extra oomph, potentially extra agitation. Use that energy to your advantage, as far as this is a great time to get things done and be very productive. But this sense of a new moon, a solar eclipse in your house of retreat is an interesting thing to balance. So though you're going to have all of this extra energy, there's going to be some consideration around how you rest, and if it's not about rest and retreat, then potentially how you engage with the unseen realm or faraway places. There's a chance on a more practical level, actually like a physical thing, that it could be there's some sort of involvement with hospitals, prisons, and overseas travel. But everything would have to do with escape. So this isn't travel for work. This is travel for escape. Just to be clear on that. And as an overall theme, you've been going through a lot of relationship focus and changes, and now it seems to be shifting more into self and potentially work. So I hope everything is going well for you, Scorpio. The eclipse on the 28th is the final eclipse in the Scorpio-Taurus axis. So you've been going through deep transformation, and I think these eclipses are going to give you a bit of a break from what you have been experiencing. They won't affect Scorpios out there as much as some of the other signs. So enjoy, Scorpio. I'll see you next time. Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising. This eclipse is in your networks. This is friends, community, online activity, audiences, allies, people that are here to support you. This also can be the money that you make in this world. And you could be cutting out some groups of friends. You could be cutting out an audience or community or network of some kind to make room for something new. This is a really fated, unavoidable shift, and it's probably, I don't think it's going to come by surprise. You're going to be welcoming this transition. It's likely been brewing all year, and you're ready to make those changes. And it's going to have a healing effect on how you have fun, how you derive joy, your creative pursuits, potentially your children, if you have children, and romance and love, and those topics as well are going to be involved in this. You're not going to be experiencing, you may have been having some heated, intense experiences with your group networks and friends leading up to this, and that could be part of what is why you're ready to make this shift and let go of a certain network. But come the time of the eclipse, this Mars intense, aggressive, passionate energy really dies down for you. It's going to be in your 12th house, where it's a bit more hidden and dampened. So for you, compared to other signs, Sag, you can expect a little bit of a calmer phase around the eclipse season. There can be other factors that negate that, but in general, you get to have a bit of a break. And the energy from Saturn is creating stability and longevity in your home life in whatever way that shows up for each of you. It's going to be different. This also is sending positive energy to the house that rules friends and networks for you. So the people that are coming into your life right now have the potential to affect your home life and to stick around for a really long time. Stable. It's going to be a stable energy that comes through. And Sag, you're okay with you're adventurous, you are okay with having change, and you handle it well compared to other signs. But when it comes to your friendships, you have Libra ruling that part of your chart, so you like diplomacy, you like everything being peaceful and agreeable and balanced and fair. So the people that are coming into your life now are going to represent that more for you, and it's going to be a lot more enjoyable. Pluto is finishing its transit. It's deeply transforming your self-worth, and you've been going through that since 2008. So I think it makes sense. It's an extra layer of why you're changing friends and groups at this time. Your self-worth is changing. The way that you interact with other people is changing, and you're not going to. This is the final graduation of the self-worth work that you've been doing, and you're not going to repeat this in your lifetime. And this graduation that's happening is going to bring a whole new set of people to the table, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. So have a wonderful time out there, Sag. Let me know how it's going for you in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Capricorn, this is a status changer for you. Career, visibility in the world. Something is leaving and something new is coming in. You are healing wounds around home at the same time. And yeah, for Capricorns, I mean, you're a career-oriented sign already, so I think that this career shift is something that many of you are welcoming in. I'm excited to hear what sudden shifts occur for you Capricorns, because you likely have been working towards something for some time already, and this is going to be the universe's like kicking out of the nest type of energy. So whatever, Capricorn is slow and calculated and meticulous, and you don't feel comfortable just launching into whatever ventures you are embarking on. A Capricorn will sit back and take the time to master what they're developing. sometimes to the point of their detriment, where you actually don't gain a lot of momentum or get going very easily. But when you do, you have so much stability and research and so much of a foundation already built that your structure is strong. And when you do move forward, it is a tortoise wins the race type of scenario. And here we go. You're about to win the race. So I don't know exactly when this is going to happen for each of you, but career and home are certainly up for big changes. Capricorns, you have been restructuring your communication, and that is going to really show at this time, whether it's related to work or other emotional endeavors that you've been on in your personal life. Mars is shifting into your house of friends, so there could be more passion and activity around this is friends, networks, online community, audience, all of that. So if it is that, I just see a lot of visibility for Capricorns. So it might be within your community of friends, or it might be that your audience is growing with work, and that's what creates a big shift for your work life. So passion, the focus is going to be on those networks that are watching you, and you're really going to have the chance to show the transformation that you've been under. With Capricorn, this is your Pluto transit. So you may not feel it because it's been since 2008, and you're just thinking, oh well, this is just how life is. I don't know, I just change a lot. But you don't necessarily know what the other signs have been going through, and you have been going through massive transformation. So it's really fitting for me to see that career and visibility is finally shifting just as you get those last squeezes out of how Pluto has completely transformed your psychology, your body, your passions, your direction. This is a really big deal for you Capricorns. And I'm excited to hear how this plays out. Capricorns, you are certainly one of the signs that's going to be affected more by this eclipse, but I think for you in a way that's going to be quite welcomed. So let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is an eclipse in your 9th house, which means that foreign places, foreign people could be part of this karmic transition for you right now. But ultimately, this is foreign in a way that is wanting to open up your perspective on the world. This is a perspective shift, and it is shifting because people or places are coming into your experience that are helping you see that there's another way. So something foreign, whether it's a person or a place, could leave at this time, but I think that's on how this is going to play out in a practical, more tangible way. I think for most of you, this is going to be out with the old, in with the new when it comes to your mindset, and really how that affects your day-to-day mind as well. If you have some wounds around just your thoughts, your thought patterns, and how you communicate, this could be a game changer for you with communication as well. Saturn is restructuring your finances and your self-worth right now. That's a longer transit. That's a couple of years, but something to do with this eclipse. Saturn is bringing this self-worth that you're developing, or finances and investments, or however you take care of your body. This is somehow adding a nice stable layer to your perspective shift. And at the same time, Mars is bringing more motivation and drive to your career, your visibility in the world. So blend all of those together, and yeah, I think ultimately the focus for you is going to be work, even though these eclipses are happening alongside this perspective shift might be less tangible for you. So you might not feel the eclipse right away. You might not even fully, it might not register as anything significant. For some of you it will, depending on your personal charts. But when you look back on this time, you're going to understand a story that has been unfolding, that is really changing how you mentally operate in this world. And that's a big deal, because that colors everything. Our perspectives color everything in our lives, and that's about to change for you. So ultimately, it's going to bring more joy, more pleasure, an ability for you to just have those things in reach. So that's a little cloudy of an explanation for you, Aquarius. So you let me know in the comments below if you're feeling any of these themes come up. And I do think, Aquarians, you are about to go through your big Pluto change of who you are for the next 20 years. And so I don't see this as a one-day shift for you. You're about to see this slow burn of a complete transformation of your perspective and also who you are in this world. So enjoy, Aquarius. Pisces, money, money, money. This eclipse is all about your resources and other people's resources. And this is financial, yes, but this is also energetic. So in whatever way you balance your energy, my energy, our energy, that is all up for transition right now. And something could happen in your life with a significant person that makes you question and shift what you give and receive in significant partnerships in your life. This could have to do more with somebody, if you are partnered up, a significant partnership, they could be going through something and this isn't you, but you're there as a support person. And this does cover topics around life and death and inheritances, taxes, payouts, deep transformation. So if it's not physiological money, then psychological wounds it's time to heal them. It's time to dive deep into your psyche and just clear. And this is a house this is where the Phoenix rising from the ashes lives in the chart. And that is this new moon eclipse for you. So it's a big deal to have an eclipse in the 8th house. And it could change your resources significantly. And for you, you do have the North Node in your 2nd house, which looks like more, there's growth, there's expansion that is and healing that is happening with your own resources, with your energetic resources and your financial resources. And Saturn is bringing stability to, you're restructuring yourself, you're restructuring your psychology and your boundaries, who you are in the world. Pisces tend to be boundless. They are connected to the energetic world more than any other sign. Pisces, you have the ability to blend and merge with anybody's energy and really understand it in ways that other people don't. But it's time to add structure to that. It's time to protect yourself with structure, and it's time to make sure that ability is being used to your advantage. And the downside of being so in tune with energy is that there's a stickiness to it. There is an enmeshment that can happen, and that is what Saturn is here to pull you back out of. So These eclipses are really going to change your self-worth. Not that you don't have self-worth already, but there's going to be a new level coming in, and that's going to really assist the boundaries that Saturn is trying to create, that you are trying to create, that you are creating. And as a result, your networks, your community, your alliances and audience is completely shifting. Pisces, you are graduating from a complete transformation of your networks since 2008. And if you're finding that there is intensity in shifting around of people in your life, then just know that it's as if, it's a graduation. And only the people that really match where you're at now and that are really going to support you moving forward can come with you. And those that don't, can't. And this also has to do with the resources part. It's all connected. So anyone that is an asset to your resources is going to stay, and anybody who's not is going to leave. And your focus right now, your passion, your ambition, that's in your 9th house of perspective and spirituality and potentially foreign places. Maybe you're going to go on a vacation, but it would be for a spiritual pursuit and a perspective shift. And either way, that could be in store. So I hope you're doing well, Pisces. I'll see you next time. Aries. Sun, moon, and rising. This is an exciting eclipse for you. This is a very exciting eclipse season. Significant partnerships are coming in and coming out. I guess this is the energy that brings in long-term partnership. This is the energy that when you have eclipses happening on this axis, whether you see it right away or not, a partnership that is going to stick around for a very long time and that is karmic and fated is here. And sometimes these things take some time to play out. This also is a time where you may experience some loss of a significant partnership to make way for one that is better suited for you. But this eclipse on the axis of self and other, and you're really transforming how you manage your energy with another person. Any wounds that you have around self and your psychology and who you are in this world and what you represent, those are coming into focus for healing with another person. You are going to be on overdrive when it comes to your passion around intimate connections and your resources with a partner, but I think that this might speak more to the energetic resources, so your how you grow and nurture intimacy in your relationships. And you've been with, when it comes to the Pluto intensity, this is all career and status and visibility in the world for you. You have completely transformed since 2008 what you want your public image to be and what you want your career to be. And if you've been feeling a bit of stress around this year, that's because Pluto is working out any last kinks before it moves on to another part of your chart where you're going to be looking more at audience and friends and networks and transforming that for the next 20 years. So maybe that's a part of the career that you're stepping into. Maybe you are going to have more of an audience. But if you have been feeling stress around that, it looks like some fated changes are coming up at this eclipse, that this could be a business partner for a lot of you. Either way, this is a big placement to have all of this activity for you, Aries. So hang in there. If you're feeling the adrenaline and the intensity, you can handle it more than a lot of other signs. But just know that it's this energy that's really strong that is transforming big parts of your life. Parts that are typically significant and stable, parts that are typically stable, are up for significant change, and that can be uncomfortable. But Aries, you like excitement and change. You're not afraid of it, so I don't foresee it being an issue there necessarily. I hope you're having a wonderful eclipse season, Aries. We'll see you next time. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is an eclipse in your day-to-day sector. So this is work, employees, your daily habits, routines, whether good or bad, helpful or destructive. Those are up for fated changes right now. So if you have employees, there could be loss of employees at this time and making way for new ones that are destined to be on your team. You might have more of an urge, and it might be necessary to figure out where your escape time is and where your work time is. This eclipse phase, this eclipse Aries Libra eclipse cycle for another over a year is asking you to balance that. So how much time you spend taking a break from the world and how much time you spend engaging in your actual work and daily routines and habits. And this eclipse is likely to give you a taste of that, show you what course correction is needed. And you're generally getting a break from, depends on your specific chart, of course, and where your planets are, but Taurus and Scorpio out there, you're finishing your eclipse season now, so you are, by the end of this year, you have completely transformed in one or many ways, and you're going to, if those transformations have been challenging, Jupiter is going to, you have Jupiter that's blessing you and protecting you right now and healing and expansive. So you're going to really reap the rewards from January until May as that finishes that cycle in your house. So Taurus, your complete transformation is in your perspective on the world. This has to do with how you view foreign things, foreign concepts, and maybe things that, concepts and ways of visualizing the world were foreign and now not so much. But something about how your perspective has changed on how the world works, how your spiritual connection to the world works, is going to be affecting this axis of day-to-day habits and your retreat balance. And then you are about to go through a complete transformation in career and visibility over the next 20 years, starting in January when Pluto makes that change. But for right now, be patient with any last perspective shifts that are happening. Taurus isn't a sign that changes their perspective very easily or very often. And this transit for Taurians out there, I think, has felt uncomfortable at times. So if you're going through that, know that there is an end come January. And if you've been, just whatever's come up, it can be challenging to deal with other people when you're having situations and people show up to nudge you into looking at things differently. That can sometimes be jarring and shocking. So I hope you're doing well with that, and good luck on the work front, and I will see you next time. Gemini, welcome to eclipse season. This is 5th house activity for you, so I think this is a fun place to have eclipses. There are some fated changes coming with your creativity, children, fun, pleasure, romance, sex. This is dating kind of sex, dating kind of romance. If you're in a significant partnership, this means that you and your partner could be having a lot more fun and getting into more creative, playful romance again. And there's something that might be taken away at this time. when it comes to creativity, children, fun, pleasure, hobbies, maybe something that you really enjoyed for fun and pleasure is it's time to, you're not enjoying it the way you used to, and it's time for a change. What's coming in that's new is going to be more around friends and networks, and dreams coming true is another part of this picture. I think that it looks like there's some healing that's being done with your community and friends and allies, and that is somehow bringing in a different type of fun, a different type of play, and different type of pleasure. This, I definitely can see some death and rebirth topics. Pluto is transforming 8th house for you. It's other people's resources. So any type of payout, insurance, taxes, inheritances. This also has to do with death and rebirth that is psychological for you, as well as how you connect intimately with your significant other. Big changes have been happening in that part of your world since 2008, and you're about to graduate from that and move on to more spiritual mindset perspectives. But for now, I like that this eclipse it's karmic fun and creativity, and if you have been lacking fun in your life, or you're just wanting more in different ways, this is certainly going to be a game changer in that. Right now, Saturn is giving you there's something about your reputation that is being restricted or restructured. There's more discipline for you in the workplace, and how you're seen in the world is certainly changing. So yeah, for you, there's going to be a lot of work focus, just day-to-day work. It might be your career, but it might be other things too. Your daily habits are changing in some way. And enjoy Venus in your 4th house. There's going to be more beauty and fun and romance happening at home for you. So this eclipse, look for changes when it comes to how you derive joy and how you use your skills and assets in the world. But this one looks pretty fun for you, Gemini. Enjoy. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is an eclipse in your home. This is big. Your home life is going to be completely transformed in the next couple of years. And this is the beginning of that big change for you. And something has to go before the new can come in. So at the time, during October, there's transformation that's happening with work and status and career, as well as deeply with your home life. Your perspective on life is restructuring, and that is sending positive vibes to this home shift. So I think that for some Cancers out there, if you are leaving and your home is going to be somewhere else completely, there's a chance that some of you are moving to foreign places, foreign lands. Something foreign is influencing your home life in a positive way. So that could be very adventurous for some of you. You're finishing Pluto in your 7th house. So deep transformation since 2008 with your partnerships and how you operate when it comes to self and other. And since this eclipse with Aries and Libra is also about self and other, you're ready to master that. You've done the work. You have completely transformed your partnership life, and come January, that's going to look very different than what it has since 2008. you are different and your partnerships are different, and it's starting to reflect in your home and career. So Cancer, you're about to be uprooted, and I think it's one that you are going to welcome. Your home life is so important to you, Cancer, and when that is not ideal, it's a much bigger deal for someone who has Cancer energy than other signs. You need that home base. You need home to be secure and safe and surrounded by love and loved ones. And you have Libra in your home, in the sign of home, so you want harmony and balance, and if anything is disrupting that beauty in your home, it's out. And I'm sorry if some of you Cancers have been experiencing disruptions in your home that are leading up to this shift, because I know that must be really uncomfortable for you. But rest assured, the changes that happen in the next year are going to be a huge reset and bring you to what one has been destined and fated since you incarnated and chose this incarnation, but also that is going to just be a lot more comfortable and beautiful and surrounded by love just the way you like it. So I hope that these shifts are smooth and gentle and serve you in all the best ways, and I'll see you next time. Leo, this is a third house eclipse for you. So this has to do with your mind, your hands, how you communicate. This has to do with siblings, close relatives, neighborhood, short distance travel. This is a wide range of topics, but ultimately, regardless of what physically manifests, this is a where is your mental state type of energy. Where is your mental state, and how do you communicate what your mental state is? Those are really important things when it comes to getting along with other people and being successful in this world. Communication is everything. And communicating what's on your mind in a way that works for you is crucial to happiness in a lot of aspects of life. So you're being asked with this eclipse season, you're not even being asked, it's just going to happen. It's going to happen for you. But there's going to be something that's taken away in this department to make way for something new. So maybe you're changing neighborhoods, maybe short distance travel is coming to a close and the new short distance travel is opening up. But either way, at the end of all of these transitions, you're going to feel like your mental state is in a different place and your ability to express it is much more to your advantage. You are going through restructuring when it comes to your intimate connections. So there might be some compression and expansion when it comes to how you relate to others in an intimate way. There might be some tough lessons around death and rebirth, whether that's actual death and rebirth or figurative. But psychological transformation is another topic that is really highlighted right now. And it is changing. You've been on a path with Pluto to completely transform your work life, your day-to-day life. So I think as you go into more of a partnership focus for the next 20 years, this communication piece is going to be really significant. So what a great way to start that out. Whatever you're graduating from when it comes to work life and your day-to-day habits and hobbies, not hobbies as much, but your day-to-day habits and routines and what you do, it's really going to serve this transition into partnerships as you move into that. So Leos, this is a broad one. It could come in very tangible ways and it could come in more elusive ways, but either way, this communication or short distance travel or changes with your close relatives, this is going to really work in your favor for months and years to come. So enjoy this transformation, and I'll see you next time. Oh, Virgo, sun, moon, and rising, eclipse in your second house. Time for changing your emotional and psychological self-worth, as well as how you treat your body, where you put your money, how your money grows, what your assets do for you, and how they support you, other people's resources and your own. So how are you making life work for you, Virgo? And that is going to, you've been feeling some of that already, but it is really going to start to shift, and you can see investments come and go. Don't sweat it if assets are leaving in some way. There's a remodeling happening on what you value. And that can mean that material things change. And some of you might be just purging a lot. Like this is a less is more transit. And I used to hate that comment. I was a more is definitely more type of person, and that is shifting a lot. And I think that you Virgos, you're going to see that having a lot less when it comes to what you do with how you take care of yourself. But you could be eating less, you could be buying less, you might be surrounded by fewer things. And that's going to be really freeing for you. It's also going to allow more abundance to come in. And when you declutter this part of your life, it can bring a lot of peace, especially for Virgos, because Virgo is a sign that you can handle a lot of stuff. If this isn't a material way for you, Virgos have a way of being able to mentally organize everything. And whether they realize it or not, having a lot of stuff clutters the mind. Virgo, even though you can mentally manage a lot of stuff compared to other signs, it is going to be very freeing for you to have fewer things if that's part of this transit for you, because Virgos, subconsciously, you're noticing everything all the time, so you can't ignore if there's too much around you. And one, you can handle a lot, but it is also very freeing to let that go if that's part of this new chapter that you're embarking on. And communication is going to be fiery for you right now, more than other signs. So be forewarned, this is a hot tongue kind of energy. And it could be directed at children. It could be directed at significant others in some way. And it could be, but on the positive side, there might be some, passion and hot-tongued energy, but this is fuel for your communication projects. So channel this into whatever creative project you have going on, and that's where you'll see the more positive manifestations. And it can also just be a release for some Virgos. It might be time to be a bit more outspoken, and you're also learning to create boundaries with other people, and this is the fuel that will set those. That's what anger is for. Every emotion has a purpose. It has a signal for us and a message, and anger is a boundary. A boundary needs to be set. So if that's happening, it's time to do that, but fuel all of the actual anger into your creative project first, and then set the boundary so that you're not met with the same energy that you're giving out, because that's one of the repercussions from acting out of haste and acting out of an energetic space that is a bit more fiery. So it's a tool, it's a motivating factor, but you don't want that fueled energy to be what's reflected back to you. So give that the right space. You have Venus in your sign right now, so I just want to mention that for October, that with all of this intensity that's happening, Virgo isn't an easy natural place for Venus to be, but it means that there's going to be more beauty in the detail and more love and appreciation in the detail from all. So those Virgos that really like to get into the nitty-gritty and other people just don't seem to have the patience for that, now's the time to share all of that detail with the world. People are going to soak it up. And yeah, I think that's the big stuff for you, Virgo. So this is a transformation of values and assets in all forms. And I think it's an exciting my money versus your money, my assets versus your assets. How does that all work in one beautiful way? And let me know in the comments below how this is playing out for you, Virgo. I'll see you next time. Libra, you are the star of the show. This is your eclipse. This eclipse is about to change your psychology, your body, the direction you're going in this world. It's you. You are up for a karmic revamping. Get ready. And hopefully it's a comfortable one. I think you are going to feel more mentally stimulated at this time, and you're going to have more communication to share with others, and that can stimulate topics around self versus other. You might attract a lot of people who are very hasty and quick and reactive, and you might find yourself being the type of person that is always navigating that and trying to create harmony with other people. So the question for you right now is, how can you be more like the other so that the other isn't constantly showing you where you're not stepping up with enough aggression and passion and impulsivity? If you're constantly trying to harmonize others, there's potentially a lack of just being a bit more reactive and being a bit more self-focused. Because Libra, if you're trying to create a lot of harmony, it could be at the cost of yourself. I'm going to share a little example in I can relate to that type of energy where I'm trying to always be diplomatic and do the right thing, and I was getting really frustrated that other people around me, especially my family, they could just act all however they wanted, and I felt like I was putting in all this work to just do the right thing and be the right person and speak the right way, and it is a lot more work to be nice, I think, than it is to just be real, and sometimes real is not pleasant. But when you're just constantly smoothing over that energy, it can be exhausting, and it can feel like other people just don't have your back in the same way. So one day I just flipped the deck, and I decided it was with my family, so I felt comfortable doing that, and I was like, fine, I'm just gonna say everything I feel like and just act like a child. And I was shocked at how all of a sudden that other person stepped into the role that I thought I was always carrying, and they were that smooth, harmonizing, supportive person for me. And so I'm not saying that it's always going to work out that way, but it was mind-blowing to me that when I stepped into the opposite role that I typically carry, I got the other in return. So the goal is not to be one or the other. The goal is to find this harmony in the axis of being self-focused, being reactive, being in the moment, and then being diplomatic and smoothing things over and doing the right thing. And I think things are going to really work well when that is in balance, and it's going to be different for everybody out there. Some people are going to have this already dialed a little bit more than others. You know what I mean? So that's what you can expect with this eclipse. And I think because it's happening on weekends, there could be some social component to this that creates the plot for this to emerge. So big transformations with home for you too, Libra. I just want to mention that home has been in the works since 2008 into a whole new, so if you're not feeling settled at home, that's on its way. Come January, I think you're going to start to feel a lot more settled. And I hope that this transformational time for you, Libra, is the best that it can be. And let me know what's going on in the comments below. I'll see you next time. And that's a wrap. So thank you for everybody who's been watching. Happy Thanksgiving to the Canadian viewers out there. I hope you've had a beautiful long weekend. Here in Vancouver, we're experiencing, I think a lot of parts of Canada actually, we're experiencing an October summer. And so enjoy the last little bit of sun. And I will see you for the October 28th eclipse. This is the final eclipse in the Taurus Scorpio axis, so I'm really excited to bring that video to you in a couple of weeks. So stay tuned, hit the like and notification button so that you know when that one comes out. And it's going to continue a bit of the story of what's happening as we transition from this Scorpio Taurus eclipse that's been happening for a couple of years into this new eclipse season that we're starting on the October 14th. So love you all. See you soon.